After that, we need to check if image already exists. For that, we need the image name. So our Yocto image name would be Yocto image. Oh, sorry, our Docker image name would be Yocto image because we are creating a container and image for Yocto. So our Docker image name would be Yocto image. And then what we need is we need this function here. So you can also see that I have also commented here. I have also this description, the comment description, and here the name of the function is Docker image present. So when you are coding or writing a script, the name of the function must be very clear. So you need the minimum comment. The code itself must be the documentation, I would say. So here, and one more thing that I keep in mind that I do not exceed any line more than 80 characters. So if you see that this is here 79, but if you see this here, I've put my margin to the 80. So it is a good practice that your function must not exceed, or not your function, your line must not exceed more than 80 characters. So here is my function is Docker image present, and if it is present then it will return 0, otherwise it will return 1. In bash, the 0 code means the true, and this other any code other than 0 is false. So we can also check the this function. I will say is Docker image present, and then we can check the status. So it would be, again, I will say debug, and then I'll pass just like this. I'll pass dollar question mark. The dollar question mark will always show you the status of the last command, the last function that you have executed. So we'll see here. So it says 1. So it means that this image, I think we also need the version, image version. So here we also have the image version. It is our Kirkstone. So we'll check it once more. So it says 0. It means it already exists right now. If we can see, if you see Docker, right, images. So here you can see that here is Docker image and it is Kirkstone version. So here what I did is I just wrote that Docker images, and if I write Docker image and this name and the version, so if it is present, so we'll grep the name. The grep will the catch if it is it will show the line, any line in which this, oh sorry, this thing is present. So if we get a line from this and this thing is present, so it will show that line, or it will return 0 for that line. And the minus q is quite that I don't want to see the result on my terminal. I just want to know yes or no. So if the written code is 0, though, it means that it is present, otherwise it is not present. So the third thing that we need to do is in our we need to check, okay, if it's present, then what we need to do, we need to rebuild it or not. So we are going to ask that. So to do that, here we can do in this build function. So we need is Docker image present first of all, and then we say, okay, if Docker image present, then we say, okay, warning, Docker image already present. So I will ask here some questions and I will read the key. Okay, I have asked here, and then here, first of all, let me just copy it. It's difficult to read here, so we'll copy in our own new script file. So here you can see that, okay, the function name is build Docker image. So it will say, it will run first of all this function. It will check if Docker is present. So we are here right now. If Docker is present, yes, yes, it is present. So we'll go further. So if it is not present, so this function will not be executed. directly this function will be executed. So this is the first decision. Right now we are here, Docker present. Say yes. Okay, we'll go further. Yes, then we'll go here. So we'll write here a warning. The Docker image is already present. Do you want to overwrite it? Otherwise, present image will be used. So we see yes or no. So by default it's no. And if we press enter, so it will not build. It will directly be bypassed. So here we'll say okay, it is present. Then we'll wait for the read and for a key. So key is a variable here. So if we press Y, small y, capital Y, if it is not a small y or if it is not a capital Y, then the will be skipping the function and will return 0. Otherwise, we will delete the current Docker image, which is this function, and then we are going to create the Docker image, which will be this function here. We'll come here then. So what we need to do then is, I think, yeah, uh, correct. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need still these two functions, this one and this one, the delete Docker image and create Docker image. So these two functions we have here. First of all, this delete one, it will just, yeah, going to delete the Docker image. To write deleting and delete Docker. The command for deleting is docker rmi and yeah, the image and the version. So I am writing here if this does not happen, it means if this fails, if the written code is not 0, so we'll write the error failed to image the image and we'll exit. Okay, and then here we have the create Docker image. So here is create Docker image. Here we are going to create the image, and these parameters that we got from this function get IDs, we are going to pass them to here, to this Docker image to build, and this will be, and these will be passed to the Docker file. I'll show you in a while when we'll be seeing the Docker file. So this part is clear. Here right now we are here. So after that we are going to build the host volume directory. So to build the host volume directory, we just create a host volume directory. To do that, you will go and we'll just build the host volume directory. And for host volume directory, we need a host volume directory path. So we already have a path here, which is the current folder. And inside this current folder, we are going to create the volume folder or volume directory. So we have created the volume directory here. One more thing, you can see that before every function, I'm writing function, function, function. So it is better to write a function. Otherwise, in Bash, if you also remove this, it's going to work. If I remove, like for example, here, this, if I run, sorry, so it is still going to work, but it is a good practice to write the function, because then you do not get confused that which is a function, which is a variable, or it will be easy to read or to find the function if you have a huge script. Okay, we have created, now the volume folder is here, function create volume folder. Then we need to create a, oh, we need to clone the repo in this volume folder. So to clone the repo, first of all, we need the repo. So here are our two repos. We'll copy. I'll put the repo link also in the description in this video. So here's the git of these two, the Pocky and the Raspberry Pi. And to clone, first of all, we need to check if the repo is already cloned or not. So to check that, we have here, this is repo cloned, and we are writing here clone target function. First of all, we'll copy, and we'll what we are doing in this clone target function. Here we'll see it's repo cloned. Yeah, what repo? This repo poky. So we'll go here. What is this repo poky? This repo poky is actually the folder inside our host volume. So here, if we come, or I'll write down here. So this repo poky is actually the poky folder inside our host volume, and this repo rpy is actually our meta raspberry pi inside our poky folder. So we are going to check if these two exist or not. So we are going to check, is poky already cloned? If not, if poky is not already cloned, then we'll go to our host volume, and then we are going to clone the repo with this URL, and then we'll go to our poky folder, and there we are going to clone our Raspberry Pi URL. Otherwise, we'll check if Raspberry Pi is, because if the poky is present, then we are going to, the second thing we are going to check is for the Raspberry Pi. Then we are going to check if the Raspberry Pi is present or not. If it is not present, then we'll go to our poky folder, and then we are going to clone the repo in this poky folder. So we need now two commands, two functions more, is repo cloned and clone repo. So these two functions are also here, is repo clone. We'll go Control C, and here is repo clone. What this function is doing? It will take the argument. The first argument is here, repo poky. So this path will be passed here, and inside this path, it is going to check if the .get is present or not. If it is a git repo, then the .get must be present, and you can get the debug message, repo present or repo not present. And then we are going to copy the function clone repo, and here you can see that we will be cloning again the Cuckstone version of the path. And here you can see that we are giving the argument. So $1 means first argument. So this is the function, and this is how we pass the argument to any function. So this is the first argument. If there would be, for example, one more argument, like I would say anything, or I'll write like I would say second argument, like this. And if I print here, like if I want to manipulate here the second argument, so instead of $1 I'll use $2. So this is how you can use like n number of arguments here. So $1, $2, $3, $n. Okay, now our repo are cloned. Now the next thing is to run the Docker container. To run the Docker container, what we need to do is we need to create a Docker container, and then we are going to run the Docker container. So the function would be this one. So what we are going to do, run Docker container. So is the info message. We are creating this Docker image. Docker, from this Docker image, we are creating a Docker container. So the command will be docker run -i t interactive and --rm. --rm means that once my container has done its job, the container would be deleted. Remember, only the container would be deleted, not the volume. All our data would be present in our volume and not in our container. After that, we'll give the name to our container. Then what we have here is our volume. So this is the path to our host volume, and this is the path to our Docker. The volume inside the Docker, the volume folder inside the Docker. So the host volume is, if you see, is the current directory, and inside here the volume, and the Docker volume would be also here. So you are also copy the name of the Docker container as well as the Docker volume. So here, so the Docker volume would be the home, username, volume, and this is the name of the Docker container. One more thing that we need that I've missed is we need to copy the entry point to our volume. So we need to copy the entry point to the volume because this is the entry point that we're going to run when the Docker container starts. So now our functions are complete. We need to call all these functions step by step. So here I've called all the functions step by step. I'll just copy those functions. I'll paste it here. So if we cross-check it with our build script is, we'll get the IDs, we get the IDs, we build the Docker container, we build the Docker container. We create a volume folder, we create a volume folder. We copy the entry point that is not here, but yeah, we copy the entry point. Then we clone the target or repos in the volume folder. We clone here and then we run the Docker container, run the Docker container. Okay, so now we are done with our build script. So the next is the Docker file. We need to create a Docker file. So here